Lee, how do you start the conversation with farmers, or how does the conversation start itself? And how do you help farmers set benchmarks and measure success around efforts around sustainability?
Well, the True Terra program has an insight engine that we can run scenarios for that grower for each field. Gives us what the results are going to be, whether the greenhouse gas emissions are going to be reduced, the soil loss is going to be reduced, and run different scenarios to see what's going to be the best for that situation. We have this year signed on with a public-private agronomy conservation program between Fish and Wildlife Foundation, NRCS, and Cooperative to hire a conservation specialist working with Heritage and all our salespeople. And that person is going to train our agronomists, provide farmer outreach. If the salesman needs a little help there, he can talk to them, lead training sessions, connect with our state and local conservation partners, serve as an expert in the federal programs of conservation title of the Farm Bill. So, that is something that we're excited about that not everybody has to offer.
And Jim, how is WinField United building that path forward with True Terra, and what's out on the horizon?
When I think looking out on the horizon or even beyond the horizon a bit, what we see is using all the data that we're generating out of the answer plots and continuing to get more relevant with the data, as I mentioned earlier. And what I mean is we've started to do component testing. So looking at what is each component around the 5 fundamental agronomic decisions, how do they drive ROI? What's really the place that the grower should invest first in? And ranking those. But we have that data, then we can start to use the digital tools to change the plan. Brad mentioned it earlier. I mean, on my farm, some of the most expensive decisions I've ever made are ones I didn't make because I didn't have the confidence to make it. And digital tools like Climate and the R7 suite give more confidence. It's the science of that digital combined with the data fed from the answer plots that mates with the art of what Lee does from an agronomist standpoint. But then True Terra comes in and it does all that benchmarking that Lee talked about. So all of a sudden we can optimize yield in a way that's very, very sustainable. And consumers, I think about 70% of consumers want to know how their food was produced. So that goes beyond fruits and vegetables. It goes into beef, it goes into chickens. At some point I could even see, well, in California, ethanol is regulated. It has to be grown sustainably. So being able to combine all those things together and then bring solutions to CPGs and processors, I think is going to be extremely important. And I'm saying that is on the horizon. I mean, Heritage is working with some folks kind of doing this right now, I believe.
Yes, we're actually working with Campbell Soups on a sustainable wheat program, which their goal is to access sustainable produced crops by half their crop by 2025. So Heritage is actually working with Campbell's on supplying wheat for them from sustainable farmers.
So that they're on the tip of the spear, but I think that it's going to just expand and become the demand for that type of knowledge and a total acre approach is going to become greater and greater. And that's really what we're trying to do is bring total acre solutions versus product by product solutions.